Every grower wants a healthy culture. No grower wants weeds, or pests, or diseases in its culture. With the RHP quality mark, you minimize these risks of culture damage as much as possible. The RHP quality mark is considered the world's most stringent quality standard for the growing media industry, also phytosanitary. By choosing for the RHP quality mark, you increase the security that the growing media are clean and therefore safe for your culture. According to a sampling plan, samples of RHP-certified raw materials and growing media are analysed in the laboratory at RHP or at an external accredited lab. RHP performs weed tests in its own greenhouse. Samples are checked for weed seeds, harmful insects, and a number of pathogenic organisms. RHP is closely involved in the development of future techniques for analysis of, for example, fungi in organic substrates. It occurs that analyses and scans are applied to substrates, although they are not intended for this purpose. This may give an inaccurate picture of the phytosanitary status of the substrate, including demonstration of non-pathogenic organisms, which are not at all harmful in the growing media and for plants. The RHP quality mark offers growers worldwide the most security of clean growing media. About 37 million cubic meters of growing media are produced annually in Europe. 10 million cubic meters of these have the RHP quality mark, which requires full control of production processes in order to effectively exclude possible contamination in the supply chain. For most of the professional users, this offers the best result possible. And for a specific market that demands 100% sterile substrate, sanitizing is the only option. For example, for growing herbs or tissue culture plants. The fact is that sanitized growing media are only temporarily 100% sterile, and the treatment makes them more susceptible to organisms, such as unwanted growth of fungi. Sanitizing also makes growing media considerably more expensive. Therefore, it is wise to consider usefulness and necessity. The entire growing media production chain is regularly monitored by independent inspectors. All the way from the origin, where it starts at RHP-certified locations worldwide with the harvesting and production of raw materials, including coir products, peat, wood fibre, and bark. Only phytosanitary clean raw materials of known origin are used. Hygiene measures must be taken during transport to avoid contamination of the raw materials. From these raw materials, RHP-certified growing media are produced. Companies' production processes must meet strict certification standards, including hygiene, by working cleanly. The origin of the raw materials can always be traced per batch. The RHP quality mark only applies to the product if it is actually stated. The RHP quality mark has to be communicated per delivery, on a document like a delivery note, or on the package with demonstrable traceability. The phytosanitary requirements for RHP-certified raw materials and growing media are much more extensive than the EU regulations. This ensures acceptance by countries on import. This unique quality control system for the entire production chain is described in the RHP Product Certification Scheme. The RHP quality mark offers growers the most as possible security that the growing media are clean. For an optimal start of the culture, RHP. Quality of growing media matters.